Hey world, 9 minutes motivation at 9 a.m. is inspired by me and sponsored by Happy Customers. Happy Customers keeps your customers happy. I am Deepak here and my life is beautiful and I stay on top of it because I work as worship. If you want to learn lessons of life, I think you should learn from no books, no libraries, no scriptures. All the contemporary lessons of life, especially relationships, you can learn only from road. The way road has been an amazing teacher on life lessons has been phenomenal, especially relationship lessons is phenomenal. The other day I was I was traveling by a cab for some destination, and the bus, the cab, the autos, the two-wheelers, the four-wheelers, the car, the private vehicles, everything rushing either way, this way, that way. And there are those points of congestions and traffics in every city, especially metros, is very, very, very ridiculous to go through. Every now and then the driver shouting on somebody else shouting on the driver of the cab, and this. Sitting there, I was watching this entire game happening, witnessing all these things. I realized, research shows that the most stressed job is driver's job. I can relate to it because my father was a driver. So I know how stressed up he is to come back home, physically, mentally, emotionally. And the biggest rage is called road rage. The kind of vent, kind of anger, kind of rage that happens on the road is very, very bad. And I think we all would have gone through, either when we are driving or we are sitting as a passenger, getting actually jammed up in the traffic jams and feeling very irritated, frustrated. So can you visualize the collective stress on the road is enormous. It's just too much. It's not easy to deal with. In fact, the amount of health issues that can pop up because of driving regularly on the roads actually can be disastrous. I remember sometimes I get a chance to drive. Today I have a driver, God's grace, fortunately we are earning enough to have a driver. But at a time in my life I used to drive every day regularly. Even today if I get a chance to drive for an hour or two, I know in the 2 hours the kind of stress happens. Mental, emotional, physical, to hold on to the clutch, to hold on to the brake, to hold on to the accelerator, to hold on to the gear in the neutral. The amount of, it's a very different kind of stress. You can't blame anybody for it. It's a helpless stress that you have to go through. I've gone through it, and I believe all of you also at one point or time, whether you drive a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler, you also would have your own pent-up vent, rage, anger, frustration on the roads. People driving haphazardly, people driving with no sense. Everything agreed. It's a part of our life. Just for a couple of hours, a few hours we drive, we get so tensed, we get so stressed up, we get so worked up. Think about the drivers whose profession itself is to drive with a two-wheeler or four-wheeler or trucks or those lorries, buses in every city. Think about their condition. You and me drive for a few hours and we feel so stressed up. Those drivers whose job itself is to drive, and they drive almost 12 to 14 hours, and few of them will do multiple shifts every day to work, drive on the road for 12 to 14, 16 hours, sitting in one place, changing the gears in the traffic, idiotic people driving, no sense of traffic, to find their way out and reach and help people reach a destination. You know how stressed up their job can be. I know we get very, including me. But that day sitting in the cab, I actually could empathize with these drivers, could sensitize with these drivers. I'm not saying what they drive, or sometimes they really drive rash. Sometimes the truck will try to push the car in the corner, car will try to push the auto driver in the corner, auto driver will try to push the. It's almost like jungle Raj, no? The heavier The bigger animal will try to intimidate the lower, and the lower will do the next lower, and it's like a chain reaction going on. All said and done, leave the driver community aside. Can all of us sensitize with these drivers, empathize with drivers? Yeah, once in a while they honk poorly, badly, once in a while they're really rash. But think about driving every day for 12 to 14, 15 hours for an entire day. No weekly offs for them. Driving for God knows how many years now. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. We don't know how much. Can you imagine what must be their psychological condition? It's very difficult to even relate with it when you see this. If you can look, you can just sit back and just observe. It's not easy. I'm not taking side of a drivers today for any particular reason as such, but I really feel a community that takes so much of pressure, because see, everybody has their pressures, but the pressure here is life and death. They get worked up, they can really bang somebody out of rage. Sometimes they can just have a small nap. No, I can't say nap also. Just a momentary slip of eyes and lives are in danger. So to live life on that edge, to drive life on that edge cannot be easy. Can we, from today onwards, be little more smiling, little more respectful, little more sensitive, little more empathize with all these drivers who are around? Maybe a smile, maybe a thank you, maybe a, I don't know what, gesture that will make them feel okay. Then negotiating with them for those 3, 4, 5 rupees, 6, 7, 10 rupees, which is not a big deal for any one of us today right now. Can we just let go of that? And today everything happens, Google Pay, Paytm, and all these things are there. But even still, where you have to pay by cash, maybe it's an auto driver, maybe a cab driver, maybe a bus conductor, that one extra rupees goes to them, a couple of rupees goes to them, or 3, 4, 5 rupees goes to them, will not mean much to you, but it can mean a lot to them. Maybe they found a passenger in the entire day who could sensitize with their stress. They do not know that their job, because they are not somebody who reads paper and read all the research and surveys, but research shows that the maximum stressed up job in the world is driver's job, the driving job. If we as common people, citizens of this country, can take this as a small responsibility, as a simple gesture, that we will be more sensitive toward the drivers, and once in a while they will try to be rude on the road, honking, giving that what they call hull. It's okay, there's nothing, because I have seen people there on the road that day, because somebody tried to push this cab fellow aside in the corner. He just got into rage and he drove fast and overtook that bus and just slowed down his car in front of his cab in front of the bus. Bus has to stop. The passengers sitting, hundreds of them are sitting, 50, 60 of them are sitting in the bus, and then to press the brake because this guy is taking so-called revenge on this bus driver. Both of them are drivers only. If they cannot sensitize with each other, understand, both are into stress job, both are into tense job, both are tremendously into the rage mode. But somewhere can you and me be little more considerate, little more concerned, little more empathetic, little more sensitive towards drivers community. It's just a request. If you can do it, nothing like it. I have decided to be more sensitive, more empathetic, more concerning towards drivers' life. In whichever way I can contribute, I will do it. I have already started doing it. With that belief, I start my day. You to start. Here we go together.
I believe I can. I believe I can.
So guys, go, set and grow.